Happy Tuesday, whatever that might mean for you. Today is April 7, 2026. I'm here to give you the updates surrounding the war with the United States. It's not real versus Iran. Let's get it. We are currently at the place in the timeline where every sane United States citizen is collectively asking the same question. Who Trump feeling like? No, really, who is Trump feeling like? And let me quickly remind you all of what this man, the United States president, stated on April 5th, as today is April 7th, okay? Only 2 days ago, the United States decides to extend the deadline of the ultimatum that he issued against Iran. Mind you, Iran officially rejected their ceasefire plan, so there's really nothing to extend. However, the president has extended the deadline to today, April 7th, 8 p.m. And what Trump states is the third and final deadline. He suggests that this is the final deadline, but we shall see, as we know that this man is a proven liar. He's a liar, so we gonna wait and see. So now the deadline for Iran to accept the ceasefire plan is extended, even though Iran had already officially rejected the ceasefire plan. So now the world waits to see if Trump is actually going to obliterate the entire civilization of the Iranian nation after 8 p.m. today. But see, with the restructuring of the military, the United States military, you understand, firing of 12 senior officials and over 30 generals rejecting, defying Trump's orders, how you going to get it done? The threats to obliterate and destroy the entire civilization of Iran. How are you going to get it done if you have no loyal military? How are you going to get it done? No military backing equals no retaliation. No following through of any threat of any kind. Not to mention, to follow through with the action of actually destroying the entire civilization of a nation is a war crime. It is a war crime. And if Trump actually figures out a way to fulfill that, considering you understand our military is not really working with him, understand that the judgment day that the United States will face, oh baby, is going to be a movie.
I need y'all to listen up. This is a very serious and a very real situation. Things are going to change in this next 24 hours for better or for worse. I'm telling you right now, it's not looking good for either parties. If Trump does let his ego get into way because he's been totally embarrassed as a president of the United States of America, as a leader, let me tell you something. If he does whatever and wipe out an entire civilization, no American will be safe. No American will be safe anywhere. They will become a target. Fear of retaliation, both inside and outside of a country. Please understand that people already hate Americans for not dealing with the issue at hand. The blood is not going to just be on the hands of Donald J. Trump. It's going to be the hands of the American people, because the American people had the chance to stop it and they did it. Let me tell you exactly what's happened. You guys continuing to go to work. You guys continuing to fund the system. You guys continuing to not stand up, do protests, stay at home, shut down the economy. You guys not doing that has allowed them to rack up enough money so they can carry out this strike that is going to kill so many Iranians. What the president is saying is true. You are telling me Iran doesn't have any allies? Do you think that majority of China's oil comes from Iran? If the U.S. wipes out 20% of the world's oil, every country is going to feel it. That's one. America will feel it the most. That's two. Three, Trump is on some, if I'm asked out, everybody's asked out. And guess what? That's going to fuck us over the most. Four, you really think that if Iran loses that oil, China's economy will take a big hit? They're not going for that. China is all about world peace, and they already don't like the U.S. because of Trump. So let me tell you exactly what's going to happen. Every single country is going to band together, and the United States and Israel will be considered war crime countries. We're going to lose businesses. We're going to lose partnerships. Nobody's going to want to work with us. Nobody's going to want to do deals with us.
Until this point, we all know how this goes. And remember the ultimatum that I talked about, that Trump was trying to ask for ceasefire that was going on between United States and Iran. The only problem that I have with Trump is that Trump is an egoistic person, and he won't let this go, because it means that if he conforms to what Iran is trying to tell him, it will only mean that he will lose as a leader, or how he is perceived to be. But hey, there's something which is at stake here. There's an entire civilization in Iran that if this ceasefire or this agreement don't go well, it might not be well. Okay, Trump might do what he's planning to do. He might get away with it. But trying to look, what are the consequences of this to the entire ants of the United States, to the entire ants of the Americans? It just means that there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to be expected between the two. Understand that right now, whatever Iran is going through right now, they don't want to be provoked anymore. They have been patient so much with Mr. Donald Trump, right? And Trump is trying to ask for ceasefire to Iran after doing whatever he did to Iran. Remember those kids that died. Remember those people that lost their lives. America also lost. Remember American families that went to fight this war, but they didn't came back. So thinking about all those things and thinking about the consequences that it all adds towards Americans, I'm thinking this is going to be crazy. And Trump is finally giving his words. Trump is giving his final statement. And he's trying to tell Iran to cease fire. So if Iran doesn't listen to that, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Something crazy might turn out of this. But I don't want to say much. I want us to watch these videos, and then, I'll be back. I'll be giving my thoughts in regards to this. And as you know, I'm your host and presenter, Eugene Stories. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get so I can offer you. For those who are always watching my videos, man, I'm really, really grateful for all the support that you all give me. And brothers and sisters, I want us to get into this video and watch, and then I'll be back.
You can't force and fear anything any longer. Congratulations. We're now at the part of this economy that if this shit crashes down and falls, nobody will save us, because the entire world is watching Americans and the American people and the President of the United States of America as they're getting ready to wipe out an entire civilization. That's all.
The whole civilization will die tonight. That is Wigzarus's headline for his Truth Social post that he made this morning. Is what a war crime looks like. And I quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want it to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We'll find out tonight." The man in power, you unalived his father, also said, "God bless the great people of Iran." Seriously, somebody needs to stop this man before we get into a place we can't come back from. Turn his ass over to The Hague. Somebody, because at this point, he is openly saying he's about to commit a war crime. Unaliving a whole civilization because you thought that you was the big bad wolf. You thought you could be a bully. And now you realize the people that you're bullying, maybe they have more resolve than you. They have more faith than you. They've been on this earth longer than you. This civilization has been here since the beginning of time. And you think you can make them move? Somebody either better get his phone, call for the 25th Amendment, call for Article 2, Section 4, or do the thing we've all been asking for the last, year and some change.
Trump just posted that a whole civilization will die tonight. On Truth Social, he posted this today, April 7th. So let me explain exactly what's happening. Okay, so we all know that Trump stated that his whole goal was regime change in Iran. They wanted to dismantle Iran's capabilities to protect power and prevent Iran from creating a nuclear weapon, okay? That was the cause we've been given. Even though the IAEA said there was no evidence of a structural program to produce a nuclear weapon, we went anyway. Okay, we know that. So what did we do, United States? Well, on day one, we assassinated their leader and his family, several top officials, and hundreds of civilians. And we created the Iranian John Wick. Since then, Trump has continued to move his deadline, like time after time after time. He keeps saying, by this day, no, by this day, okay, by this day, y'all got 24 hours, y'all got 10 days, you got a week, tonight. So tonight's deadline, right, by 8 p.m., this is being called the final deadline. And just so that we understood just how serious this man was, he decided to post it on Easter Sunday, talking about some Tuesday will be Bridge Day and Power Plant Day for Iran. The UN called that a direct incitement to commit war crimes. And Iran's UN mission called it clear evidence of intent to commit war crimes. The White House said, we're not worried about it. It's fine. It's fine. And then today he posted this. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, some of the smartest and most radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful will happen. Who knows? Who knows? Who can really tell? But we will find out tonight in one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. He's telling 90 million people that their civilization is going to end tonight. And then saying God bless them in the same motherfucking breath? That's not a president talking about government or talking about mission. That is a man talking about people. Killing millions of people, ending millions of people, their existence on this planet. So Iran's response, right, to what Trump said today is that they would act against American infrastructure and its allies in a way that will deprive Americans and its allies of regional gas and oil for years. And they have warned that all restraint has been removed. So yeah, a man with nuclear codes just threatened an entire civilization of 90 million people. No congressional approval, no international coalition, no accountability, and the deadline is tonight. Y'all, this a hot ass.
I watched Donald Trump's press conference today, so you don't have to. And don't worry, I won't include clips of him in today's video because I know none of you want to see him. One of the most profound moments of discovery I've had this year is realizing that the UN is useless. The ICC is useless. International law is useless. I went to school for political science and international affairs. I actually interned at the United Nations in Geneva for one summer. I worked at NATO. So I've been in that international system when I was in school, when I was in college, and I had high hopes all my life. I'm a very altruistic person, well, I used to be, about how international law actually meant that the people, the civilized nations of the world, would adhere and abide by the laws they put in place after the last great wars to ensure that things like what are happening in Iran wouldn't happen. But here we are. Our president is a senile megalomaniac that is being propped up by people and yes men in his corner and allowing him to do insane shit. He did a press conference today, and it was one of the most insane things, even more insane than his last press conference, and even more insane than his out-of-pocket insane Truth Social post. The United States and Israel have confirmed bombed one of Iran's biggest universities, akin to MIT in America, producing some of the greatest scientists and minds coming out of the region. They have bombed it. Why are you bombing civilian buildings? Why are you bombing a university? Then Trump said he tried to arm anti-Iranian protesters, but then the guns never got to them and they went to the Kurds instead, and they're gonna pay big. Who the fuck are you giving guns to? Who are the people? Who are the mysterious people? The president of the United States said in a press conference that he tried to arm people in a foreign country that we're at war with, but the guns didn't get there. Why are we talking about war strategy and your failures so willy-nilly in press conferences? I think the craziest part about this whole thing is that he started this press conference by saying Iranians want America and Israel to continue bombing them. He said that the bombs are even falling next to their homes and they want us to bomb them for freedom. No one wants to be bombed in their home. If I saw bombs coming down to the city where I'm at, I would not say, hey, I want to keep getting bombed so you can free me. Who are the terrorists here? Who are you fighting? Who are you fighting? Because you have to ask yourself, as an American, I have to sit and ask myself, America are the terrorists in this scenario? Because you want the Strait of Hormuz to be open. The Strait of Hormuz was open until the United States of America and Israel decided to attack Iran, right? So then now you're saying you're going to attack their nuclear facilities and you're already bombing their petrochemical facilities. And if you do that to an extent, you will poison the water, the air, the terrain, and the people in that region indefinitely. It's a city of 11 million people you're bombing, and you're talking about bombing and causing a nuclear fallout. You want to have a Chernobyl inflicted by you? It makes my head hurt, guys, and I just don't understand who will hold this man accountable. And to round this out, he said that when he's done with Iran, he can go be president of Venezuela because he's not running for president, but somehow he's polling well in Venezuela, and the Venezuelans love him. So he could be president. You have a president who's lying about the war. You have a president who I think is senile, who doesn't even know what's happening, is threatening to attack nuclear facilities, is bombing schools, has already bombed and killed hundreds of children, and now he's saying he's going to go run Venezuela. I don't even know how to make sense of what's happening in the last few days. But that's today's.
Are the rest of y'all not nervous? Like, I don't know if it's because I live in DC, but I wake up stressed, anxiety. Y'all's president said he want to blow up a whole entire country, and people are just sitting here having coffee like a normal day. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And for those of you who support the president, are you guys supporting this action as well, or are you guys nervous? What are we feeling? How are y'all feeling? I'm in the nation's capital, so I'm feeling a little antsy. Can I tell you there was fireworks a couple weeks back during the Cherry Blossom Festival? I thought I died. And it wasn't just me. People around me were looking like we couldn't believe. Personally, in the middle of basically World War III, I think it's very inappropriate to be doing fireworks of any kind. I mean, when I tell you I thought I was dead for 3 seconds, I paused. Me and the people next to me, we were all just, this is not normal. What do you guys feel? I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm anxious. Praying for everyone.
Hello, American military personnel. I'm Linda. A whole civilization will die tonight. That's Trump's warning to Iran. Do what I want, or a whole civilization dies. You have until 8 p.m. Now, it's unclear what time zone, Iran or East Coast, Trump is talking about, but given his narcissistic nature, I'm not sure if he realizes there are other time zones. But if this happens, 2 civilizations will die, because the United States of America will no longer be a civilized nation of civilized people. At the end of World War II, the Geneva Convention codified what Pete Hegseth has called, quote, stupid rules of engagement in response to the unfathomable atrocities that were exposed at the Nuremberg and Tokyo trials. In other words, Pete is upset the U.S. isn't operating more like Hitler's Germany or Imperial Japan. We're talking about things like slavery, massacres, human experimentation, torture, chemical warfare, and, most relevant in this case, attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure, such as blowing up every bridge and power plant in Iran. Right now, Iran is urging its youth to make human chains around their infrastructure in the hopes that Americans will not bomb children, or maybe just not bomb children standing out in the open as opposed to sitting at their desks, because we've proven we will do that. Attacking civilians and civilian infrastructure is a war crime. If you are given an order to commit a war crime, that is an unlawful order. In January, Senator Mark Kelly and other senators and representatives created what Hegseth called a seditious video by reminding you of your obligation to refuse an illegal order. In the video, they say, our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders. You must refuse illegal orders. No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution. We know this is a hard and difficult time to be a public servant, but your vigilance is critical. I'm reposting the video on my channel, and there is a link to it in my bio. I urge you to watch the video again and to share it. Are we a country of laws? Are we a civilized nation? You might be the ones to determine this. Then again, all of this might be a moot point. Today might just be another Taco Tuesday. It's anyone's guess. I think it's a safe bet to say even Trump doesn't have a clue right now.
Genocide, which is a war crime. Donald Trump threatens the Iranian civilian population with genocide. Here's what he posted on Truth Social. a world civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. You know what I'm saying? That's what Trump posted on Truth Social. That is a threat of genocide, right? And with Donald Trump has access to nuclear weapons, okay, and if he's talking about wiping out an entire population, okay, never to be brought back again, I wouldn't rule out Trump using nuclear weapons only because he has no control over the Strait of Hormuz, right? And he cannot get his way. The Iranians are in full control, okay? So, to be frank and fair, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth has been killing a lot of innocent people ever since they took office. They went to the Caribbean seas, blowing up boats, right? And they said they're drug boats. Till this day, currently today, Trump and Hegseth haven't provided 1 ounce of drugs that they recovered off any boat in the Caribbean that they blew up. Not even 1 ounce. Okay, they haven't shown anything to the public that they recovered off those boats. So what it goes to tell me is that those men were innocent. They weren't drug boats. You understand what I'm saying? And they died for no reason other than to satisfy the ego and appetite of Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump. So that's the Caribbean waters. Now let's move on to Venezuela. Remember, Pete Hegseth and Trump went to Venezuela. They killed a bunch of Cubans and a bunch of people in Venezuela when they went to capture Maduro, President Maduro, who they took out of Venezuela, right? So that's other people that died. On top of that, they dropped a Tomahawk cruise missile in Iran and killed a bunch of kids in his school, right? On top of that, the other people that's in the surrounding areas that they blew up and killed. You dig what I'm saying? So of course, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth have been committing these war crimes, and they're getting away with it for now, right? They've gotten away with those earlier. Nobody said anything. Lawmakers in Washington sat, they did nothing, said nothing. Now lawmakers in Washington are talking about the 25th Amendment. They want to take away Donald Trump's war powers or possibly remove him or some shit like that. And then with Pete Hegseth, they're talking about articles of impeachment, right? Because they want to remove him from office because he's not a popular guy, and he's doing a lot of illegal killings because he's approving these bombings, okay? All these bombings got to be approved by Hegseth and Trump. So they are responsible for the killing of these innocent people all over the world. So this tyrannical regime known as MAGA, right, created by racist and xenophobic people in the United States, is now pillaging, plundering, and going around the world committing war crimes. But guess what? The war crimes, the International Criminal Court in Holland, right, they're looking into these matters and they're building cases against these people as we speak, okay? So it has nothing to do with the United States. It's in Holland. All right. So if you want to report something to this court, all you have to do is call them and tip them off with any information you have. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are calling them. This one is in Holland, and the number is area code 3170-515-8515. You can call the International Criminal Court in the Netherlands and report different things that you know of, especially the people who are in the Middle East or wherever. You need to contact this court system so they could document, send them videos. International Criminal Court, send them videos of innocent people getting killed, innocent people getting blown up. You understand? Call them, report, send them information, okay? Because Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump will be held accountable for what they're doing. The civilians and people who have done nothing to them, innocent people. You know what I'm saying? They will be held accountable. So you don't have to be dealing with the United States and think, okay, it's just up to the U.S. Because obviously you can see that lawmakers in the United States are willing to do absolutely nothing to these criminal acts and these war crimes that are being carried out by Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth. And now it's on you, the civilian population and everyday regular people in society, to start reporting these guys. Again, the number is 3170-515-8515 in the Netherlands. Call them and report matters of concern that you think are crimes against humanity and stuff like that. Report them to the International Criminal Court so they could be tried, and they will be found guilty and will face consequences of their actions, because there's no statute of limitations on war crimes, okay? So if it's 10 years from now, 100 years from now, they will be tried, okay? Stay safe out there. Peace.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are doing great from whatever you're watching this video. Again, I'm your host and presenter Geopolitical Stories. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Now, Trump is at the cross lines. He is in between accepting the fate that America has, or is in between pushing and getting whatever he wants. I mean, there's a decision that is there to be made. This only leaves Americans at a serious point in American history, because we all know that at the end of the day, who's going to be receiving the blame is Americans, because Americans are responsible. People are not standing on their own. Americans themselves chose Mr. Donald Trump. I mean, specifically, majority of white Americans. They chose Mr. Donald Trump. And right now we are seeing the consequences. The consequences of America generally being painted as a country that loves violence. Because how does this happen? Because American citizens keep on funding this. How do you fund this? You are not standing up and fighting for this. And it's crazy that people that voted for Mr. Donald Trump, they are not, or they're not in the capabilities of doing a protest that makes sense, a protest that can bring change. They're all out there protesting No King's Day, but it's not making any sense. It's not making any change. What kind of protest are you being escorted by the police? Like, that's just a question we are asking ourselves. So it means that it doesn't reach these people. They're only helping you soothe whatever you're doing. So Trump is giving you police so that you can protest with. Tell me if that affects or that brings change. A good protest is a protest that it shakes all those leaders to the core. It's a protest that when they hear, I mean, for the cause of revolution, some lives definitely has to go. That's something that happens. And I'm not supporting that people should die for the cause of things, but it is something that which is unstoppable. So it means that you people are not doing enough. And I'm not saying you go out there, get shot as white people. Not really. Of course, they can't do that to you, but they'll do that to black people. Because when black people go on the street, you know what they're going to be doing? They're going to be giving a real protest. They're going to be giving a real fight. Something that you folks don't do, or something that you guys don't do. I mean, just trying to reason, just trying to look that the United States will drain itself. It will drain itself. It will drain itself economically just to keep these wars going. And that's what Trump wants. And Iran got nothing to lose. Remember, Iran wants to add Trump's ego. Because if Trump says we need to have a ceasefire, and then Iran follows that, you know the consequences geopolitically, how Iran will be looked at. You mean after all of these things that the United States have done to you, or America has done to you, Trump is calling for a ceasefire and you're just going to accept it? So it means that they are still not going to just take it like that. They are also planning to do something about it. Let me tell you what people are saying about this. Somebody say that I'm anxious as hell. When all girls said she had fireworks and throughout thought she was dead, I fell out. Any big all noise outside or a helicopter or a plane overhead, I pray over my family. The traumatized Americans need to sue for emotional distress. I'm dead serious. I don't even live in the capital. Somebody say that the part is wild. If I, as a black man, threaten a police officer, they want a state to lock my ass up. Yet our beloved president can threaten our whole civilization and actually has the power to make good of those threats, and nothing or no consequences that goes with that. Right. Please understand that the office of president, Nobel Peace Prize, elections, and the American economy are all lies. And all of those are crap. They are all circus freaks and acts. And the freak is everywhere, stinking up the world. We are definitely in our last days. And it's playing out in real time in the Bible, as the Bible predicts this. It is said that people will start to defile their temple with pricing and stencils in their face. Abraham's children will be scattered across the world, east to the west, to the north, to the south, all four corners of the world, which we are. We will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. Since 1619, we have been captivated and enslaved. That makes us over 400 years, right? But get this, the Ethiopian Bible, the first and the original and only true Bible, states that we even have another original calendar. And in the calendar, we are in 2018. And guess what the first day of 2019 on September 11th? It's crazy, y'all. Please let me know what you think about this or what you're saying about this. I really want to know your opinion in regards to this. Somebody say that it will not happen. First of all, it needs the support of another military member to get into a special football. If you know, you know. Secondly, the International Criminal Court will have a damn hill day. The entire world will turn on the United States of America. Everyone right now is suffering due to the attempts to cause pain to a few. I mean, everyone. Black, white, blue, pink, purple, stars, and green clovers. Everybody is suffering outside of this war. They all need to stop. So please, let me know what you think about this. Right? I'm your host and Center Agent Stories. And all I'm saying, please let me know what you think about this. Until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.